What is up, and welcome everyone to another live reaction video from your crew here at One and Done. I'm your boy Mike Holland at MC Holland 34, here to give you my thoughts on a tremendous top 10 matchup between Houston and Iowa State in Ames, Iowa tonight at Hilton Coliseum. The Cyclones coming up with a huge victory, 70-67, in an awesome Big 12 battle. That takes Iowa State now to 22-3, 10-3 in the Big 12, and firmly in line for a 1 or 2 seed, while Houston also in line for a 1 or 2 seed, falling to 22-3 with an 11-2 record in the Big 12. Hey, before we get started on this reaction, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons for your broskies here. We're bringing you all kinds of content coming down the stretch here, the final 6-7 weeks of the season. So make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we're bringing you all kinds of coverage, all kinds of live reactions, all kinds of Mountain West streams, all kinds of DFS content. So make sure you are prepared for that. So having said that, let's dive on in. When I first saw this matchup, texting, shout out to Jay and Dave C. Hustle producing tonight. But when I saw the matchup, I was like, man, this is going to be an absolute rock fight. And guess what? An offensive explosion happened in the first half. Both teams shooting over 50%. Houston shooting 52% from the field, and Iowa State shooting 56% from the field in the first half. So definitely did not have that on my bingo card. There was a lot of tremendous playmaking happening. But we'll start with kind of the Iowa State side. Houston loves to run this monster trap scheme where they basically pressure the ball. They're going to trap essentially the primary playmaker. So Lipsy, every time he basically had the ball coming off a screen, the big is going to help trap, and they're going to get the ball out of his hands. Well, unfortunately for Houston, Iowa State kind of has the one guy that can really burn you in that type of defensive set, which is Josh Jefferson, who, I mean, I thought he was pretty solid tonight. I thought he was, very passive. Obviously, they had to run a lot of the offense through him, so the shot wasn't really falling. But he did an excellent job finding his teammates. He was 4 for 10 tonight, only 1 for 5 from 3, but he had 6 boards, 5 assists. He basically got them into their set, especially in that first half, and then obviously a critical assist there at the end to kind of stretch the lead out there. But I thought Jefferson was amazing. He's just been a superstar this year. You look at the KenPom Player of the Year rater. He is up to number 2. He's up to number 2 in the country. So just a fantastic season from Joshua Jefferson. I thought it was kind of interesting. Lipsy didn't really do much in that first half. That's kind of the game plan, right? Take it out of the primary facilitator's hands. But he kind of got it going with some energy plays and hustles on the defensive end. I thought, Momcilovic kind of a little bit lost. They were actually hunting him. Houston was on the defensive end. So, he didn't really play too much in that second half. I thought it was interesting that Otzelberger went to, some of the wing shooters, right? Toure wasn't really in there after pressuring the guards from Houston in the first half, but he decided to roll the dice here and go with Jamarian Bateman and Nate Heisey, who I thought was the X Factor. He did the ESPN post-game interview there. And, he was just fantastic tonight. So I thought the game plan from Iowa State was awesome. Obviously they have a type of player like Jefferson to be able to make things easier going up against this Houston defense. Just phenomenal stuff here. So yeah, obviously Jamarian Bateman, not probably the guy you had marked down as making a critical 3-pointer, in the final couple of minutes. And then Nate Heisey with the beautiful pass from Jefferson, just chilling in the corner, hits the 3, basically seals the game. The one thing I will say about Iowa State that is kind of limiting their ceiling is this free throw shooting. They are not good shooting free throws. This game probably could have been put out, a little bit earlier because you had Blake Buchanan just missing the front ends of 1-and-1s. He was 2 for 7. Obviously, Lipsy got the board there at the end, the offensive board to get Jefferson to the line. But they've really got to clean up this free throw shooting. Otherwise, they're going to be in some trouble. When they get into the big dance here. So. You don't love that from them, but obviously you love the ball pressure, the ability to make shots. 345th in free throw percentage, shooting 66.5% as a team. That is a big red flag for me. But obviously, if you're able to play solid defense, if you're able to shoot it, what they shoot it tonight, 49% against a team like Houston, you're going to win that type of matchup, especially when you're a top 10 defense yourself. So awesome job there for Iowa State getting the victory. The crowd was awesome there at Hilton. For the Houston side, tough. Sharp picked up his third foul, and then it was, changed to that an earlier play was changed to him. So he had 4 fouls, and he basically was eliminated from the second half of the game after going, kind of bonkers there in the first half. They really had no answer for what Emmanuel Sharp was doing. He was 4 for 7 from three, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, had 16 points in that first half. That's the problem with Houston. Flemings was awesome tonight. Milos Uzin was awesome tonight, but they don't have that. They don't have that backup guard that they can really go to. Obviously, that was supposed to be like a Pop Isaacs, who was committed to them over the summer, but then switched. When it was announced that Uzan was coming back, all of a sudden he ends up at Texas A&M. Pop Isaacs is probably a guy that would have been nice to have here for 15 to 16 minutes, but they're going to Harwell. He was 1 for 6 from the field. Ramon Walker just not able to get anything going. They just didn't get anything from their bench. When you look at the bench production, just completely didn't really get anything out of this bench. I mean, almost a zero essentially. I mean, you had 7 bench points. That's tough, especially when you get into foul trouble. And with the way that Houston plays and how aggressive they are defensively, you just don't love that. But still, credit to those guys. They had the lead. I thought they could have made some better decisions down the stretch. I'm not really sure. Flemings falls down there at the end. Sanak that's probably not the guy you want taking, an 8-foot hook shot with the shot clock expiring on your final possession. So I just think overall foul trouble really hurting them. Sharp had it going, just couldn't get anything going. Obviously in the second half, Flemings kind of tried to carry them down the stretch. Just no bench play from Houston, but Houston's one of those teams that everything kind of has to go right for you to get those victories over them. I mean, you look at their schedule this year. They have 3 losses now, and it's by a combined 10 points. They lost on a neutral floor to Tennessee back in November. They lost on the road to Tech by 4, and then they lose on the road to Iowa State by 3. So 3 losses by 10 points, all on the road or a neutral court. That's obviously pretty impressive for them. So not too worried about Houston, but when they get into a Final Four, Elite Eight type matchup with a team that can has a Jefferson or has some guards that can put some pressure on you and some bigs that can stretch the floor and shoot over the top, which we saw a little bit of Sanak try to do there in the second half, then things can completely change for them, and all of a sudden they're in more of a dogfight than probably what they want to be. So I thought that was kind of interesting from Houston here. As we jump into the chat real quick, we see Cam saying, "What's up? Great game." Yeah, obviously an awesome game. Oh, Lauren, man, had 16.5 on the Sharp. Yeah, feeling good in that first half. Finishes with 16 points. Thanks, 2692 jumping in saying, "What a game." Yeah, an awesome game. I was a little worried that it was going to kind of be a boring game. You get these Monday matchups. The college basketball slates is Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. A little nervous that we were, not going to get the most. I don't know, like the best flow of the game. And actually that first half was really nice. We got some flow there towards the middle of the second half. So definitely enjoyed, what we saw from that tonight. And looking forward to a bunch of action coming up here in the next couple of days. And over the next 6 to 7 weeks, it's going to be an awesome ride as we head down to April here. Make sure you guys hit those like and subscribe buttons for your broskies here. We're bringing a lot of live reactions. We have another one scheduled for, I believe, tomorrow, and another one later on in the week, maybe a couple of them on Saturday. So we'll be coming to you doing 10, 15 minutes. Jay's taking the night off. He'll be back with me, I believe, tomorrow to get that Michigan-Purdue game that we're looking at. That's going to be an awesome matchup. But make sure you have the notification bell turned on. Looking forward to seeing what these two teams continue to do, because the Big 12 is, it's no joke. Well, Iowa State's going to a wounded BYU, but it's still at BYU in the Marriott Center, just like Hilton, a tough place to play. And then Houston at home against Arizona, which is going to be another Final Four type atmosphere. So definitely looking forward to that. So again, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. My name is Mike Holland. We will see you on the next one.